Welcome to the challenge of the day. Practice active listening skills and re-articulate what you hear. Do you listen when others are speaking? Are you easily distracted? Have you ever felt like you were talking to thin air instead of the person in front of you? Did it appear they heard nothing you said as their response was irrelevant or completely off topic? Or maybe you found yourself daydreaming and are being easily distracted during a conversation to the point you actually missed most of what was being said. Has this ever happened to you? I know it has happened to me. You see, these are some examples of individuals not engaging their active listening skills. This creates feelings of frustration, disconnection, and likely even creates a disruption within the confines of the relationship. Take a moment to consider how you felt when you didn't think you were being seen or heard, or that someone wasn't listening. See, human beings, we begin to question the purpose of engaging in conversation when we don't feel seen or heard. These poor listening habits, they actually break down the lines of communication. They can create unnecessary stress, frustration, and even anxiety for everyone involved in the conversation. Did you know it takes twice as much energy, effort, and time to accomplish half as much if we aren't actively listening? We listen to obtain information, to understand, to learn, and to enjoy. So when we are not activating, engaging, and really listening, we miss out on so much. That's why it's so important that we make a conscious effort to hear not just the words, but the complete message being conveyed with the tone of voice, the body language, and the energy. So, are you ready for today's challenge? You guessed it, practice your active listening skills by engaging 3 people in conversation. And I want you to notice what is different with your conversations when you're focused on listening intently. But not to worry, I'm going to give you some steps to follow so that you can practice these skills. First, pay attention to the speaker. Give your undivided attention. And what does that mean? Make direct eye contact. Be aware with your whole being and understand that you're trying to pay attention not only to the words, but the tone, the inflection, and the body language. Make sure you remove any social and environmental distractions, such as cell phones or large groups nearby, and push out any distracting thoughts from your mind so that you can pay attention to the speaker and give them your undivided attention. And don't try and formulate a response while this person is still speaking. That is a bad habit that most of us have. And that really tunes in that we're not actively engaging our active listening skills. Secondly, demonstrate that you are actually listening. It's so important for the speaker to know that you're engaged. So be alert. Nod your head. That's not signifying that you agree with what they're saying, it's just acknowledging the speaker. And your facial expressions, make sure you're displaying a smile, a frown, even a look of puzzle, whatever might be appropriate. But do make sure that you are engaging so that you can demonstrate to the speaker that you are actively listening to what they're saying. And keep your body language soft, open, and engaged. So refrain from this tight, limited space, crossing your arms, and really allow your body to relax, your shoulders down, and you feel very open and inviting. And then make appropriate small verbal comments like, yes, okay, I see, I understand, that makes sense, These are so important and are such a great way to demonstrate that you're listening and allow the speaker to know that you're actually being engaged. Because remember, no one likes to feel that they aren't being heard and that people aren't listening to them. Third, provide feedback. This means that you should be able to paraphrase and re-articulate the message you heard being conveyed to you in this conversation. And it's a really great way to make sure that you understand and that you didn't miss anything in the communication. And use lead-ins such as, what I'm hearing is, or it sounds like what you are saying is such. It's a really great way to make sure that you're getting the correct feedback and the correct messaging without having missed something important. And also, ask clarifying questions. What do you mean when you say something particular? Or is this what you mean? Ask those questions just to confirm that you were truly listening and that you received the message they were trying to convey to you. You see, we hear through our own filters, and so our beliefs can sometimes distort what we hear. So using feedback can really resolve any misunderstanding. So it's always important to really check in with the speaker and just make sure that we're all on the same page about the conversation that's taking place. Most importantly, refrain from judgment. Don't tune out the conversation because you disagree with the speaker. It's oftentimes that we may not agree with someone in the conversation that we're having, but don't tune them out just because you disagree. Stay open, listening to their side, their perspective, and remember, don't interrupt them while they're speaking. That is so rude, and it causes most people to lose their train of thought. So be mindful of that. Don't be interruptive, don't judge, don't tune them out. Wait to ask questions till they finish their thought. And then if you need more information, more clarification, ask for that so that you're not sitting in judgment, so that you're not making assumptions, because it happens so easily. And then respond appropriately. And this is so important. You should always pause and reflect, even for a moment, before sharing your thoughts in a conversation once you've heard the speaker give their perspective or convey their message. And at all times during your response, you should be treating the speaker with respect and kindness, because you want for them to also extend that to you. So state your response without judgment. Again, judgment is so important. To not include judgment in a conversation, it doesn't serve a purpose. It just creates barriers. Be open and honest, but remember to be kind without judgment. And if the conversation leaves you feeling emotionally charged, perhaps you took what was said personally, or there's something that triggered you, seek more information. Confirm what you heard and understood to be correct. Again, don't make assumptions, don't make judgments, and then express your thoughts without attacking or degrading the speaker. Because again, you want to extend the same common courtesy that you would like to receive. So today's challenge is to practice the art of listening and refine your skills and habits. Because active listening is an essential soft skill that enables you to shift your energy, stay present in the moment, and fully engage with others in conversation. It's so important. Communication is a building block for creating successful connections and relationships. And did you know that becoming an effective communicator by being relatable, being an empathetic human, and being a connection creator is really the easiest way to engage your active listening skills, because you're intently paying attention to the person in front of you who is speaking. And we want to be relatable. We want to be empathetic, and we want to make those connections. We want to be a creator of that so that we're fostering and building relationships. So go complete today's challenge and become the model listener you want others to be. And of course, become a badass communicator. I can't wait to hear about your experience. Have fun.